Yeah, might as well, right? 6:31. Shabbat Shalom. You know, I was talking to Rabbi Chesson earlier today. Oh, this is going to drive me crazy. I have to control who gets into the Zoom, but I can also hear myself talking through my phone at the exact same time. Okay. Yes. I was talking to Rabbi Chesson, and today happens to be the first time that I'm leading Shabbat services in person at Temple Beth Or on just a regular, not high holiday Shabbat, right? Yeah, it took now about 17 months to arrive at the first Shabbat. Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, well, that's a new one. I can't say that. Well, Shabbat Shalom will begin with the words of Hine Matov. Also, if you don't have a booklet, they were on the table right out front. You can grab one.
Would we like to introduce that this is a little different melody than what they may be familiar with for a reason?
Well, if they don't know that Hanukkah is coming up yet, then I guess they'll find out via the version of Hine Matov.
We'll keep you on your toes this evening.
Exactly.
Hine Matov,
U'manaim shevet
gam yachad.
Hine Matov, U'manaim shevet
gam yachad.
Hine Matov, U'manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad.
Now that you know it, nice and loud.
Hine Matov, U'manaim shevet achim gam yachad, gam yachad. Hine Matov, U'manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, U'manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. A welcoming prayer in the spirit of thanksgiving, grateful for our gifts and grateful for our past. We cherish our spiritual inheritances, the pilgrims who journeyed, the Maccabees who fought, the generations who struggled and sacrificed to preserve their memory. As Americans and Jews, dear God, we are doubly blessed, given so long a legacy to celebrate in so a sublime a land. So we light a candle, set the table, say our prayers, and we declare the miracles of our tradition, our freedom, and our future. We rededicate ourselves to life, so that we might be worthy of the greatness that bequeathed to us and the joy of handling it to the generations. V'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. continue with the words of Shalom Aleichem, welcoming the Shabbat into our midst. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitkhem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Continue with the words of the Baruch Hu as we rise together.
Baruch Hu et Adonai
Finally figured out how to turn off the sound on the thing. It's driving me insane. Continue with the words of Mariva Arvim and our version, Roll into Dark.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Go where beyond the light. Go let meet Nehoshet. Go let meet Nehoshet. Nehoshet meet Nehor.
Roll into light, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Go
Yom v'layla, golel mirit nehoshet, golel mirit nehoshet, v'hoshet mit neor. Roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. We continue responsively the words of Ahavat Olam. Eternal God, whose temple is the whole world and whose dwelling place is the human heart, we know that you are everywhere and that your presence never leaves us. Yet we are thankful for appointed times and chosen places where, in fellowship with one another, our spirits turn to you. At this service, at this hour, and in this place, help us to feel your nearness. When the week of toil is ended, The day of rest has come, and we pause to reflect on the meaning of our lives. Source of all creation, you have given us the blessing of work, so that by our efforts we may fashion things and use the moments of helpfulness. You have also given us Shabbat for self-renewal and for sanctification. May the work of our hands and our minds be acceptable to you. May this Shabbat enrich our lives, drawing us closer to you in truth and in love. The words of Shema. Continue on the top of page 3 with the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom alavavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shitecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam Amazuzo peitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru vasitem ekol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim leloechem ahani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Celebrating our freedom, thankful for our freedom on the heels of Thanksgiving. We join together with the words of Mi Chamocha. Also in Hanukkah. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Adonai, Mi Chamocha Nedar ba'kodesh Nora tehilot Osef ele Nora tehilot Marilyn, you make it so hard for me to reach the top notes. I didn't go to school to become a cantor, okay? We continue with the words of Shalom Rav. Well, I was actually working off of the choir's cue sheet there because I completely forgot to do the Amidah in between Shalom Rav and Micha Mocha. So let's do the Amidah and rise together. See, this is what happens when you take a fish out of water and you put him in a synagogue instead of in a Zoom computer. We join together with the words of Amidah. Adonai sifatai tivtachu fi ki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, V'zocher chastei avot v'imahot, Umevi geula lifnei v'neihem, Leman shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshiach u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, V'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech novlim verofech olim, Umatir asurim, Kahaye memunato, Lishenei afar, Micha mocha bal givurot, Umidom elach, melech memitu mechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'yom yehalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. We continue responsively. We believe in tomorrow. We believe that we have the power to make tomorrow different from today. We believe that poverty need not be permanent and that people need not learn war forevermore. We believe in people despite all that we know about them. We believe that there can still be a time of peace and a time of justice, a time of fellowship and a time of tranquility for all who live on earth. We believe that we can have a share in bringing that closer by the way in which we live and in the week to come. Even though the world may still smile at our dreams, it does not matter. We still believe. Let's read together in the English of Shalom Rav so that we can put it in its right spot as well. We say, "Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you are our sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment, and with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace." We turn now to the words of Mishaberach, to the words of holy healing, healing of the body, healing of the soul, healing of the spirit. I invite you at this time, if you're thinking of somebody who is in need of this special blessing for healing, to share with our community their name, or to say it silently in your heart.
Myself?
May God bless and grant healing to all those in need of it. Now you have to listen to me. Sorry. A few summers ago, I was visiting an elderly woman who had fallen ill in the hospital. She was very sick. She wasn't able to communicate. But at least in my opinion, she was on the mend. And over the course of about a week, I visited with her and her family many times, sometimes more than once a day. And one day, about the 6th day in, I visited her, and she was conscious and able to speak. And I remember a conversation that I had with her and her daughter, and I remember her words very vividly. It's all right. It really is. I'm thankful. And that's what matters. She looked up at her daughter. That's important. Be thankful. I was always worse off yesterday. On the 7th day, when I visited her again, she had taken a turn for the worse. And I stood next to her bedside as she took her last breath. She knew how to be thankful, despite being so ill. And the lesson that she was teaching her daughter, and even me, during her last hours of life, was specifically about being thankful, defining each of her days as better than the last. It should so be easy for us, able-bodied and clear-minded, to show gratitude just as she did. However, it's not. So let's stop this evening for a moment, 6 days before Thanksgiving, and ask ourselves what it means to be thankful, what it means to show appreciation, and to offer gratitude. For some, showing appreciation is a very difficult task. And there have certainly been times where I have fallen into this camp. And I wonder frequently, is showing appreciation difficult because it means that we needed somebody else's help? Appreciation is the way that we pay honor to someone who did something kind for us. In order for me to give appreciation, I have to acknowledge the fact that somebody else has given me help. Or maybe time. Or maybe money. Or maybe their expertise. But they've given me something that was theirs. And in return, I show them appreciation. So why is it so hard to show appreciation? At least for me, it's hard because I have trouble accepting the fact that sometimes I need help. And sometimes I am unable to do it by myself. Admitting to someone else that we are in need of their assistance is us giving up our own control. It's us giving away our own agency. And thus, when we choose to do so, we are very cautious and very mindful of whom and how much of our own agency we're giving away. And once we are in the place where we can accept that we need help, we should hopefully show appreciation. Appreciation is the gift. It's a gift that I give to the person who gave me their gift. The problem is, offering that thanksgiving is done with too much hesitation. I argue with the words of Rabbi Shlomo Wolbe, who states, gratitude is intellectually compelling, and it is a very good trait. So why are we so often ungrateful? It is because when I receive good from someone, I recognize that good, and I become indebted to them. Rabbi Wolbe inspires me to ask the question, how can we create a community where gratitude is the norm, where indebtedness is no longer? And my argument is to start by rebranding the words thank you. Thank you is not supposed to be an admission of defeat. It's supposed to be an acknowledgement that we give someone when they give us something that they have. Rabbi Wolbe makes everything out to be a contract. I gave you something, you gave me something back. Now I'm indebted to you. My argument is we should look more to the words of Eliezer ben Yehuda, or actually the word that Eliezer ben Yehuda created when he was creating the Hebrew language. In Hebrew, in modern Hebrew, to say the word gratitude, we say hakarat tova, literally meaning recognition, hakarat, karat, the cut of, tov, goodness, the recognition of good. Gratitude is not supposed to be an admission of defeat. It's supposed to be a means of recognizing the good in another person. We should allow the words thank you to be enough. They should fulfill the societal contract. There should never be a need to repay the favor. I'm sure we've all used that phrase. You'll repay it to me in the future. Or, do me a favor. There's no need for that contract. A favor should never need to be repaid. When it's my turn to offer you a gift, I'll offer it to you. When it's your turn to offer me a gift, I hope that you'll do the same. Appreciation in Judaism is crucial. As Rabbi Yerucham Livovitz says, gratitude is not just a nice gesture or a worthy personal quality. It's a real obligation, just like any other expression in the code of law. If you withhold gratitude, you are a thief. Thank you is the payment for an unwritten contract. Failure to offer it is tantamount to stealing. Instead of stealing, we often must recognize that gift by saying thank you. We are, in fact, in the season of gratitude, in the season of appreciation. With Thanksgiving on Thursday, it's a reminder to us that we should be more grateful than we could ever imagine. Thanksgiving is not just a day around a table. It's not just a time to roast a turkey or to look at Black Friday sales. Thanksgiving is our yearly reminder that we live in a society based upon our need for each other, based upon our need to offer and accept thanks. So years later, I'm starting to realize when my patient said to me, it's important, be thankful, she was teaching a lesson about what it meant to be thankful. She was teaching how the words thank you can be an integral part of the day. And therefore, with our Thanksgiving turkeys already thawing in the refrigerator, mine will go in tomorrow because that's what the poundage says, I challenge us to acknowledge and appreciate the gifts that our friends and families, our teachers and strangers, our coworkers and neighbors give to us. May we accept their help and offer them thanks. And when it's our turn to offer help, may we do so without the expectation of needing to be repaid. May this Thanksgiving be a reminder to us all that every day should be ripe with opportunities to give and accept help, to embrace the true meaning of gratitude, the true meaning of hakarat tovah, the recognition of good in all of us. Shabbat Shalom. We will continue with the words of Aleinu as we rise together as one community. We're on page 6. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekiru l'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kirei aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'nachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. Turn to the words of Mourner's Kaddish. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved, and if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands, by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. On this Shabbat, our community calls to mind the yahrzeits of Jack Berman, Sarah Kramer, Leatrice Phillips, Catherine Farnbacher, Andrew Glendinning, Doris Shear, Ray Eisenson, Aaron Constantine, Alan Goldman, Sam Bayer, Felice Erst, Raymond Lemberg. And we also call to light the recent passing of Veronica Warner. Are there any other names to be added to Kaddish this evening? May the memory of all those who came before us be for a blessing. We rise together for the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 7. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirute ve'amlich malchute, b'chayachon uvyomechon uvchaye de kol beit Yisrael, bagala uvizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehe shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam omei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemei d'kudesha brechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. Osei Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. May the one who causes peace to reign in the high heavens let peace descend upon us and all Israel and all who mourn, to which we say, Amen. Words of Oseh Shalom. Please be seated.
Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
We join together in the words of Kiddush on the back on page 8 as we say together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ava uvratzon ingilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Well, thanks to Evan for saving the day on our challah, which I had left on the kitchen table defrosting, and I'm guessing that it needed some more time to defrost. Yeah, just a little, yeah. No, it's okay. That's why I turned on the oven, but then forgot to put the challah in the oven to defrost it. It's just a, Dr. Seuss book going on over here. So we join together in the words of Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. And we'll join together in our closing word, light one candle. I don't have any, do you? Okay, great, no announcements. Does anybody else? All right, that's how I like it.
Light one candle for the Maccabee children. It makes the light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they adored, where the right to exist was denied.
And light one candle for the terrible sacrifice.
Justice and freedom demand. Light one candle for the wisdom to know when the
Peacemaker's time is at hand.
Don't let
The light go out. It's lasted for many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our hope and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. And light one candle for those who are suffering the pain that we learned long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, the anger not tear us apart. And light one candle for the find us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out, it lasted so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears.
What is
The memory that's valued so highly that we keep it alive in our flame. What's a commitment to those who have died, that we cry out they had died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice would somehow prevail. This is the burden, this is the promise, this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our hope and our tears. Don't let the light go out,
it's
lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears.
Don't let
The light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, I did. I heard the oohs and ahs and its and ah. Make sure to come and get some challah.